Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Orvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityormukshiyamamritat.
Yeah, I mean, certain things, I mean, I agree, I mean, it comes from stillness, very great things. But there are certain kind of individuals, let's say the artist, there's a lot of tumult they go through. And finally, I mean, they still their mind and like something comes out. I mean, like maybe it's poetry, maybe it's a painting or something. Or maybe if it's a batsman, he's batting and initially he's facing a fast bowler. If he, I mean, blinks, his head will come off.
Yes.
But if he looks calmly, he can play it.
Yeah.
But do you think there's a superiority in the kind of, not superiority I would say, do you think there's a qualitative difference in the kind of stillness that is achieved through facing, I mean, life as it is coming, rather than, I mean, just sitting and, I mean, doing these meditative practices? Instead, if you apply the principles in, I mean, the tumult of life, then, I mean, there's a better qualitative way of, I mean, applying these principles.
So the most important in all of these is that what do we identify ourselves to be? Whether we are in the rigmarole of life or we are in a cave. No? The key is to find out who is this I. No? So, because if we try to figure out how to make this person's life better, and completely full of happiness and joy, no person has been able to do it.
Yeah.
So let's not bet that out of 7 billion and billions who have died before us, we will be the first person who can figure out how to make the person's life better. No? The way that people have been able to do it, or not people actually, but the way that peace is arrived at, is to realize that I was never this person anyway. So, when I were to ask you now, how would you describe yourself? What would the answer be?
In 29-year-old male, working as a journalist, facing a lot of tumult at times, but a seeker, I mean, trying to gain, I mean, knowledge and
You want to come?
trying to end suffering. No,
Come.
fine, thank you.
Come, it's okay.
Seeker is, I mean, the being, I mean, the one who's existing.
So, can you be both?
No.
So, usually in the human condition, we are identifying ourselves as a body-mind sort of organism. Mostly mind actually.
Yeah.
Because like we discussed in last satsang also, that
Yeah.
the body has very few needs.
Hmm.
No? The body feels some pain, you have to give it attention.
Hmm.
The body eventually has to go, everybody knows that.
Yes.
But if we truly believe I'm only the body, then we would not have bothered with things like why did this person tell me this? Why did this behave? Why did my boss behave this way with me? All these don't affect the body, do they?
Okay.
So they affect something called
Ego.
ego. So the ego is the sense that I am a separate individual. Now, in what way can you prove that you are the separate individual? Because you have an intuitive understanding, I feel, about the fact that you are not the body.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
But there's still
The thing
some
is, it's
identity.
very hard to let go of the ego. I mean,
Who's saying
I
this now?
mean,
You have to look. See, because what
That's what-
happens is when these moments come,
the memory is saying, I mean, like some bad memories of trying to overcome the ego, but every time, I mean, those memories, I mean, get stored. I mean, I mean, somewhere the thing takes over and you again break down. That's what.
so a thought will come, hey, this is too difficult.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
But there's something that saw this thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you wait for 2 minutes here, you can close your eyes if you want,
Yeah.
and see the next thought that comes.
Yeah.
Came or no?
Okay. Yeah.
So there was a watching of it.
Just watching.
Who does this watching report to? The thought came.
Okay.
It was, it's like an energy construct.
Yeah.
It's trying to tell you something.
Mm.
And it's completely unimportant what the thought was.
Yeah.
It is come and gone.
Yeah, at times it creates a kind of rift also. I mean,
But right now we'll just stay here.
Yeah, right now we are fine. I mean, but what happens is, the
So don't predict.
Yeah, sure.
Don't predict what's going to happen and forget about everything in the past.
Yeah.
You'll be here now.
Yeah.
Okay? So there was a perceiving of this thought that came.
Yeah.
Is that perceiving of the thought different from this perceiving of this body in front of you?
Yeah, it is different.
In what way?
I
I'm
mean,
not
that
talking
is-
about the content of what was perceived.
Uh,
I'm talking about the perceiving itself.
the perceiving itself is firstly, it is not, it comes not from, let's say, the senses. It comes from something that is beyond the senses.
Yes, because when we close our senses also,
Yeah.
there seems to be perceiving, correct?
Yeah.
Agreed.
So it is something that is, extra, faculty, I would say.
But now-
compared to the six senses
Does
that we
it-
have,
Yes. But does that mean when the senses are open, the perceiving is absent?
It's not absent.
It's not absent. So is it not the same perceiving?
Yeah, it's the same.
So in relation to the phenomenon that's being perceived, without the perceiving, no phenomenon can be perceived, isn't it?
Mm.
For that, the witnessing has to be present for us to witness any phenomenon.
Mm.
In any phenomenon being witnessed, where are you witnessing from? And don't refer to the mind. The mind has no idea about this answer. I can tell you. I've asked thousands of people.
Mm.
But if you just look for a couple of minutes, you'll be able to see.
Mm.
Where are you perceiving from? Or where are you in relation to the perceiving itself?
It's from a source, I would say.
But is that source also not perceived?
Yeah.
Or visualized or imagined or whatever? But whatever source is there,
Huh.
that also is perceived.
It is.
So there must be a perceiving
Yeah.
in which even this image of the source is arising.
Yeah.
So the perceiving is closer to where you are.
Yeah.
So then hence it cannot be the source.
Yeah. So it is, I
So
think,
now-
glimpses. It's glimpses of that, but it's not the pure, experience of that. It is glimpses of those things.
So the glimpse could be anything, the experience could be anything.
Mm.
But the perceiving is ever present, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are you in relation to this person?
I'm separate from it.
In what way?
I'm more driven by my senses. I'm more driven by my logic. I'm more driven by. I'm not as spontaneous. My thing is more driven by.
This is what you've identified yourself to be.
Yeah.
And you've given me the attributes of what you imagined yourself to be.
Yeah.
Hmm? But in reality, can you show me where this me is, what you're talking about? The one who's very driven. Where is it? Where is it?
It's a figment of my imagination.
Yes.
It's a figment of my, conditioning.
Yeah.
Conditioning since childhood. all the memories of the experiences.
Perfect. Perfect. Hence, you cannot be that.
Yeah.
Because a figment of imagination means that it's just imagined.
Yeah.
Then you cannot be that, no?
Yeah.
So, if you're none of that, then what must you be? This is the root question.
Yes.
And if you can answer this root question, there's only peace.
Yeah.
Even the presence or absence of peace makes no difference to you. Peace, love, joy are in service to you then. You are not chasing them. They are serving you. But this question must be looked at in all earnestness and honesty. And we cannot fool ourselves with any labels, with any mind answer. It is the looking which is important, not the answer.
Yes.
So if you're not this figment of your imagination, then who are you? So we'll do this for a while.
Yeah, sure. I understand what you're saying. Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
The unborn is revealed. The unborn is revealed.